Winter storm Jet creating a mess across the country, from heavy snow to dangerous flooding. And sadly, the storm has turned deadly. By the way, its wrath isn't over yet. We'll see high winds disrupt your Monday with gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour. Then we barely have time to regroup before our next winter storm moves in. Kingston will bring a swath of snow from the plains to the East Coast. Some of these cities are still trying to thaw out and dig out from the last, 5 systems that have come through in the last couple of weeks. And more frigid air, by the way, is coming behind this system. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams, alongside meteorologists Kelly Cass and Molly McCollum. We want to start with the flooding because, Molly, it devastated several states in the South.
And it happened really quick. So
look at the squall line that made its way through the entire South. And it wasn't only tornadoes that we had here, but we also had a lot of wind damage with this and a lot of heavy rain. So Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and into Georgia, it's finally cleared the coast, but we're seeing some lake effect snow on the backside of it around the Great Lakes. Rainfall here, month to date, 8 to 12 inches. So I was looking up a few different locations in this vicinity, the Tennessee, Kentucky area. For the month of February, we get like 3-4 inches. We've gotten more in the first 2 weeks of February, actually more than twice what we typically get for the entire month in just 2 weeks. And that's why rivers are out of their banks. And that's why the grounds are saturated. And when we throw even just a little bit more water on it, we're going to see even more rivers come out of their banks. So moderate, anywhere you see a red triangle, a lot more of those popped onto the map when we talk about the forecast. So not only is it going to rain on some of these rivers, we're going to get snow. Now, here's the thing. The snow is going to fall and it's going to stay there because it's going to be quite cold, at least really through our Friday. Then we're going to start to see those temperatures moderate. You'll see some melting. And so the rivers could stay high for a while because that melting is going to take a second to happen. Houston, our average high is 68. We'll be close to that for our Tuesday. But watch the temperature drop behind that. 38 Tuesday night. We only managed 42 Wednesday. Our average low this time of year is 50, and this is what our high is going to be. And that's the story across the board for so many people. Before we get to that cold, we do have that moderate, warmth around. It's not exactly warm, but it's enough to cause showers and thunderstorms along I-10. Some of those could turn severe. There's your heavy rain. Baton Rouge, Morgan City, New Orleans, you get it at 2 a.m. Of course, we have Mardi Gras celebrations that have been ongoing, and it moves on through. When we need the rain, though, because places like New Orleans and Lake Charles are 1 to over 2 inches below average on rain for the year. So we need it. But unfortunately, coming this quickly, it could cause some flooding for us. So the forecast shows the rain and snow coming in a lot of places like Hart County, Kentucky, also into Tennessee, north of Nashville, west of Nashville, a couple of those counties dealing with flooding now, going to get snow. And then, of course, with this rain moving east, it could even give us some flooding into Georgia and Florida. Kelly, it does clear out into our Thursday.
Hopefully none of that flooding.
Since 1885 is potential. Let's have a look ahead in the T-Mobile coast-to-coast forecast and give you a peek at temperatures in your area as you plan to travel for the week ahead. So today we have Kingston starting to develop. And then as we head into tomorrow, notice how it gets right into the center of the country and it will keep moving east for us. Also, notice those temperatures. Kansas City, single digits. Houston, only 42 for a high on Wednesday. That's when Kingston will be in the southeast. Finally clears the coast for Thursday. Oh, we can take a breath. We do get some lake effect snow on the backside, but we're going to have to deal with still very cold air on Thursday. Watch the temperatures start rebounding as we head into our Friday. And hey, could be going even faster underneath. We just don't know. I looked at some of the rainfall totals of what we typically get. Louisville, Lexington area, where you'll find some of these cities. For the entire month of February, we get under 4 inches of rain. So in just a matter of 5 days, all right, just 5 days, we have seen twice what we typically get for the entire month. So obviously that is problematic. And if you look over month to date, now remember, we just had Valentine's Day on Friday, so we're just a little over 2 weeks in. We have seen even 8 to 12 inches in some locations. It's been really, really bad. And a lot of the storms going right over the same areas. And so that has put our rivers into flooding, and we expect even more to pop into moderate stage with our forecast, with the snow and the rain that's coming, all the melt that will come. And sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. So keep that in mind, that even though we are getting snow and it will stay frozen on the ground for a while, we are expecting temperatures to start moderating as we head into our Friday, and we'll start to see some of that runoff. Houston, we get cold. We first get the storms, and then only 42 for a high here on Wednesday. Our average low is 50. So our high is 12 degrees. Well, I guess not 12 if it's 50. It's 8 degrees cooler than our overnight low. But Kelly, we got to get through these storms before we get to those colder temperatures down here.
All right, time to put the leash on and get the...
We have some chilly air in place, but let me tell you, it's about to get a whole lot colder for a whole lot more of us, especially behind Kingston. This is through Wednesday. We have several potential record lows and potential cold highs, meaning typically you get the warmest temperature in the afternoon, right? Because everything warms up and gets hot. Well, with this cold air in place, it's going to stay so cold into the afternoon, we are going to see record cold highs. So let's dig into a little bit here. There are all these advisories, and a lot of these go Tuesday through Thursday morning. That's when we're going to have our coldest of air in place for the most amount of people, though some of us already have it this morning. Places like Bismarck, where our forecast high today is 11 below. That is not the wind chill. That is a forecast high. Single digits into Chicago, Omaha, the teens into Kansas City, 20s into Indianapolis, and the 40s and 50s down to that I-20 corridor. So it's definitely chilly, but it's going to get even colder. Notice as we head into tomorrow morning, 180 million with wind chills below 20 through Thursday morning, over 200 million with wind chills below 20, and that's getting all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Now, here's the thing. We are going to see a warm up as we head into our Friday and Saturday. And there's a look at the wind chills for our Monday. It is going to be quite cold for us here. It is going to feel like it is 30 below. And that's this evening, by the way. So it stays cold all day. Tomorrow morning, Detroit, it's going to feel like 11 below. Chicago, 20 below. 5 below into St. Louis, 18 below here into Topeka, and it stays cold again throughout the day into our Wednesday morning. A repeat, we are not going to moderate very much here until we get into that Friday. So here's Tuesday in the south. Look at Houston, by the way, Tuesday morning 53. That's cold, but notice as we get into our Wednesday morning, we're going to be below freezing, and we'll see the single digits into Little Rock, Shreveport. We'll be into the teens. This expands. You see it expanding east as we head throughout the day on Wednesday and into our Thursday. We could be tying or breaking lows. Look at this one in Des Moines. Since the 1800s, we could tie that, and we could break a record into Oklahoma City since 1929. It's been standing that entire time. So it is going to be very chilly for us out there. Wednesday, our highs still cold. Oklahoma City, our average high is 54. We stay below that the entire week by 20 plus degrees here. Friday, you start to see that climb getting back towards average for us here. Atlanta, we're below our average high is 59. Again, bottoming out Thursday, and then there's that climb back on Friday, Kelly.
It was nice to give the heat a break for a little while.